Um, Answering a question in chat. There's a bunch of people in chat already, which is awesome. I had a little bit longer starting stream music, so that makes sense. At the outset, I'm going to reset the electric gate in the tutorial area. Not necessarily. Before I go ahead and do that, and I think I'm going to switch to the game now just so we can actually see what's going on. Before I go ahead and I restart this gate, I wanted to ask about the uh, this number. I have 522 puzzles solved. I assume the second number is environmental puzzles. Yes, that's what I remember. And so I wanted to see what sort of... I was wondering what the most that number could be before I dove in. Because if there was large swaths of things that I had missed, then I would want to go and do those first. Also, it was mentioned that technically there's a way to check for audio log completion. I was wondering if that just meant going around to all the audio logs and seeing if they were done, but if there was some other way to do that, then um, then yeah, I was interested in knowing that. 523. So there's one puzzle that... I'm sorry, Vex. If you don't want spoilers, this is the time to like duck out. Sorry not to like give you the heads up for that. Um, 523. When you say should be 523, do you mean it should be 523 this moment, or 523 like when I finish this or when I go in the elevator? In-game area that tells you some of the completion elements. Is that going down the mountain, those screens? Is that the area? I was wondering if that was the area, but it's hard to get a read on. Is a way to do that. Trying to understand what's going on in chat. The largest number you've seen after I've reset the gate. The lake. Oh, that's freaking sweet. Do you mind if we take a detour to the lake? I want to take a detour to the lake. That is so cool that it's like hidden in the lake. Also, I don't know of any other lakes. Is there more than one lake in this game? There's the water. That's not the lake. Okay, lake. Okay, so I want to take a gander at the lake. I see there's possibly more of these little water spout things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So I see that there's 6 little water spouts. There's a bunch of lanterns, which I didn't necessarily notice before. Are the lanterns the... No, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I'm assuming, are the spouts the obelisks? The fountains are the obelisks. Cool. Do the lily pads mean anything? And there's the lanterns. Wait, how many? Are there 11 lanterns? Um, I think that's a lily pad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that a lantern? No. So I'm counting 9 of the lanterns? Maybe I'm missing some? It's a little hard to tell what's a lantern and what's not. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I am apparently bad at counting. Oh hey, and there's like little clamshells open under the thing here. Lanterns are the laser beacons. flowers represent audio recordings when they're closed. White/yellow above ground/underground. The vaults where you find hexagon codes. I definitely got all the clamshells. That's pretty cool. Okay, let me look around this lake a little bit more. So I've missed at least one, because there's one closed bud here. Oh, that's cool. The clamshells are really hard to see. There's like a thing here? Does that mean anything? Or is that just a clamshell? Oh no, that's the lady. That's a lantern as we fly over it in the elevator. Ah. So yellow here means like the audio recording is underground then? They represent the triangle puzzles at random. Float on the surface. One. Interesting. Wait, so I mean, I saw this before, which was confusing to me. There was this broken thing. Three. Oh man, there's a whole slew of audio recordings I'm missing. Oh boy. Oh, and these are the leaves? Let me get down to there. Those are the leaves. What am I looking at here? No, I'm not looking it up online in this. Well, I mean, if chat is considered online, but I'm not. I have completed the game roughly to my satisfaction, except for one. Except for one final thing. I'm not sure about the orange ones. The one in the bamboo maze is orange too. You saw the triangle puzzle. It sinks below the surface. So I don't see any of these on the surface. So does that mean I've completed all of them? Oh, okay. Actual triangles. Where? Maybe it's over here? Oh man, I'm missing so many audio logs. I thought I had more than that though. Like, I thought I had heard more than... Well, I guess maybe there's a lot of those. Wait, so... Triangular leaves. Font thing. I don't see the leaves. Am I walking past them? Okay. Cool. So I guess the thing I'm mostly missing right now is I just missed a crap ton of audio recordings, which is kind of sad to me, to be honest, because I really quite like the audio recordings. That's really cool that this is like secretly tracking your progress the whole time. So the completionist in me really wants to find all of these. And the also the part where that was like one of my favorite parts of the game. Hmm. It's hard to like there's ah, I see. Well, there's the elevator one, right? With the like wings. Is that the well, I guess you can't I don't know if you can even pause the game at that point to check your puzzle count. I think that's what that guy that was like kind of spoiling stuff in chat was probably trying to say is like if the save thing didn't work right. Okay, so this is 4, 5, 6. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. I'm just counting this up. I'm trying to keep the numbers in my head. Um, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, that's a lot of audio logs to have missed. 13, 14. Oh, that one's actually open. Okay, so 14 audio logs are missed. Yeah, I was wondering. No, I wasn't sure, Vex. I was wondering about that. So this actually like tells you where things are. That's crazy. Where's so? It's hard not seeing it from above. I wonder if I can. No, there's not really a good high vantage point to view it from though. Retention rules for it. That's really sweet, Ubermans. I need a boat. Alright, let's go to the boat. Because I need to look at the map because I'm not. Well, wait, so the most dense area of. Um, the most dense area of recordings should be the mountain. So this is the mountain. Did I miss any in the mountain? No. Okay. I got all of them in the mountain. I'm missing one out this. Kind of easier to see from the boat map. So, what do you say we go and we try to find these last audio logs? Because I mean, 14's kind of a lot, and that might actually make it so that this isn't the last stream, but that actually sounds pretty okay to me, because I kind of like this game a lot, and I really, really like the audio recordings. So what do people think of that idea? I'm gonna at least wander to the boat to see the map. There's 2 here, but I don't know where here is. Alright. Okay. I wasn't sure. I mean, I kind of want to end the game in that post gate area. Um, but I'm also really excited about the audio logs. So let me at least like take a gander and see what I can see. And if it seems like it's gonna be easy, because like now that I have a map to help me, that seems like it's gonna make it so much easier. But at the same time, these are the audio logs, and they're really hard to find. Like just seeing them is kind of tricky. Ship, my jam, my cough. Okay. So where? This does not. Hmm. What? I don't. I'm having trouble laying that map on top of this map. Yeah. Okay, I actually really like that idea. Um, but I'm kind of gonna be not stubborn, but like I don't have a good, easy, very natural way to draw things, so I think I'm just gonna draw it in my notebook. Is that too complicated? That is way too complicated. All right. Um, Screenshot. Thanks. This is gonna stop the sounds for a second. I'm opening Microsoft Paint. Cool. All right. It's only Microsoft Paint because this game doesn't work in Linux. Otherwise, I'd be streaming from Linux. Why do I need to see the boat map so that I can figure out where the lily pads are on the boat map? Yes, exactly. Uberman said it much more clearly. Okay. I just need to like get the shapes to make sense. Because what I'm having trouble with is what the heck is this? Is this like a tumor? I think that tumor is. Oh, wait, there's like two at the end. That's the starting area, I think. Wait, no. This is the starting area? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Alright. Let's see. View. Zoom in. Scroll, scroll, scroll. This is very not clear to me. What is that? Alright. Well, I am currently. Where even am I? I'm currently at the north side. Okay, let's. Wait. Holy crap, am I having trouble overlaying this? Islet. The laser is sort of on an islet. The treehouse area? Well, it depends on what you call an islet. The treehouse area is sort of on an islet. There's also one that's like to the left on this map. I really don't like the boat map. Treehouse area. I really like. I keep wanting to hit M. Where are all the lasers? But I see one on here. It looks like the trees next to behind the windmill is okay. Behind the windmill, laser. The map kind of draws this thing, this desert like it's an islet. But that's no, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, this. Oh, this area. This area. This area. Thank you. Thank you. That didn't make any sense. Wow, there's two here that I missed. Holy crap. And I forgot the positions. Okay. So we're looking for little flashing green things. Flashity flash. I think this is like a little islet. Actually find it confusing. So my mental model of this game is a 3 thing, and I have trouble doing mental projections. Like I just can't project my 3D understanding of this world onto a 2D space very well. Like if you asked me to draw you a map of this game, I would have a very hard time doing that. I would guess there's one here, although I assume the lily pads are like actually in the right spot corresponding to where the stuff would get placed. And so I probably should have paid more attention to where they were. Um, I know I'm running too fast through this area. I'm gonna take my time in just a second. But like, this area seems promising to me. There was like a little thing. Wait, where is it? It's like, here we go. Do. Also, tell me if I'm like totally off with thinking this is the little islet. Looking under the bushes. Looking under the bushes. Yeah, what Uberman said. We're going slowly because we're looking for a little flashing light. I like scoured this place too. So this seems like a good spot. This is where I think I was originally looking at. I should disallow myself from hitting the shift key right now. Doop doop. Doop doo. Looking for. This is a very different feeling from looking for environmental puzzles. Which is kind of cool. And the opposite of totally off. Yeah, no, this the whole area. No, they were closed. They were closed. There was 2 closed ones here. Well, assuming that I have here right. But okay, what you're saying means I can't just like stare at the lily pads to try to figure out exactly where um, the recordings are, which is a-okay by me. Oh, and they could be like on a boat ride then. shift. Okay. Farther. I am. I wonder if the koi fish has one on. I know I'm hitting shift when I said I was disallowed, but right, like that, to me, that seems like a great place to hide one. That looks like a no. Seems like a weird place to just let people stand for no reason. So there you go.
One nature, perfect and pervading, circulates in all natures. One reality, all comprehensive, contains within itself all realities. The one moon reflects itself wherever there is a sheet of water, and all the moons in the waters are embraced within the one moon. The absolute of all the Buddhas enters into my own being, and my own being is found in union with theirs. The inner light is beyond praise and blame. Like space, it knows no boundaries. Yet it is even here, within us, ever retaining its serenity and fullness. It is only when you hunt for it that you lose it. You cannot take hold of it, but equally you cannot get rid of it. And while you can do neither, it goes on, its own way. You remain silent, and it speaks. You speak, and it is dumb. The great gate of charity is wide open, with no obstacles before it. Yongcha Tashi, circa 700.
I like the swoosh hunt too, but this time they're tiny. Very much so. Cool, so that was one of them. I liked that one. Um, okay. Do not see it here. I'm surprised how easy it was for me to not really be able to see that one, despite the glowy green light. Okay, that's where that was. Like, I still had a really hard time, like, physically just seeing it on the ground. For now, I would prefer not to get any hints about this. I mean, like, obviously the what do you call it? The map thing, the showing me that the lake was the map. That was totally good. Okay. Um, and like, okay, so I guess use your judgment, which is like a dicey thing to say, but so like telling me, you know, just because the lake says that it's within this area doesn't mean that it can't be on a boat. For example, like a clarification like that I think is okay. It's kind of a hint at the same time, but um, it does help me to not, just waste a bunch of time looking for this. And definitely don't try to play the hotter colder game because with the stream delay, oh man, that would be so harsh. I'm reminded of the XKCD GPS. Cool. And I know that there's a certain range at which you can't like click on these anymore, or somehow it's bounded because oh hey, there it is.
Formerly, you appeared to me, O Lord, as invisible by every creature because you are a hidden, infinite God. Infinity, however, is incomprehensible by every means of comprehending. Later, you appeared to me as visible by all. For a thing exists only as you see it, and it would not actually exist unless it saw you. For your vision confers being, since your vision is your essence. Thus, my God, you are equally invisible and visible. As you are invisible, as the creature is, which exists only insofar as the creature sees you, you are visible. You, therefore, my invisible God, are seen by all, and in all sight you are seen by everyone who sees. You who are invisible, who are both absolute from everything visible and infinitely super exalted, are seen in every visible thing and in every act of vision. Therefore, I must leap across this wall of invisible vision to where you are to be found. But this wall is both everything and nothing. For you, who confront as if you were both all things and nothing at all, dwell inside that high wall which no natural ability can scale by its own power. Nicholas of Cusa, 1453.
She stole another Kuza piece. Um, that is really cool how they put that one with this puzzle. I really think that that matches up well. I'm sorry that I couldn't, I could have redone the puzzles, but um, I'm sorry that I had already done them. Otherwise, that would, in fact, lay up really well. But I love how it just, completely matches that puzzle. That is so cool. Alright, back to the lake. Lake is by those trees. Okay. Yeah, no, so the other Kuza piece that I remember, the one with clocks, I feel like I had listened to it only because, um, hey, they're open now. Only because I remember doing a puzzle that was like a timed puzzle, and then that is an obelisk. So there is an obelisk, but not a laser beam, and it's over. That's gotta be the desert obelisk. Okay, so there's 2 audio logs in the desert that I haven't gotten. It's one by that freaking tree. That one's by that tree. Wait, is that? No, wait. No, I'm totally misreading the map. Let me switch to the map. Desert. Oh, no, yeah. Desert and or factory. I don't know if I finished my thought about the the other Kuza piece. Um, it was near a timed puzzle, and so I thought it was appropriate. And I've seen that relation. I think they're usually placed in some way that makes sense. So, okay, wait, there's. And then. So this is like sideways on this map. Okay, so the factory would be like here, which is like right there. So there's one probably up there, but who knows. But there were some in the factory that I got. Maybe that's those. Am I misreading this? Okay, that's the little islet. Just like, what am I doing? Right, that little islet. I mean, unless this is to the north and that's to the south. Wait, no, because the desert has a laser beam. The desert has a laser beam, so that can't be the desert. Because the desert has a laser beam in it. Oh man, hips are stuck up Babel, that's sad. Vex, if you have some sort of intuition about which side this is, do you mind throwing me a bone? Cause there's a laser beam right there, but I'm not like okay, where I'm literally having trouble remembering where I just was. I was just on the little islet. The little islet is like over here. To the right of the little islet is the starting area? Is that right? And then over here is the desert? Is that right? Over here is like the deserty area. And that's the audio. Yes, okay, okay, okay. That's okay. And this is. Wait, but I should have two missing in the starting area. Wait, but there's no obelisk in the starting. No, no, no. Obelisks are the fountains? What are the clams again? If I just rotate the island either way. Okay. Well. Alright, so I'm just gonna go here and then I'm gonna go right and then I'm gonna look for stuff. What can someone clams aren't obelisks, right? The fountains are the obelisks. What were the clams? Video vaults. Okay. Um okay, yeah, then this is like near the starting area. So I think I'm gonna save those because I know that I have two left. So that I'm skipping that. Okay, so this is the town obelisk. Oh gosh, this is gonna be hard to find. Town obelisk, town laser. Alright. We have a thing to find in the town. I think. I think I'm reading that right. Oh my god, there's no way I'm gonna find this. Wait, but I've listened to one in the town already. Is there? Yes, because there's plenty of things that are open near. Oh wait, there's one here, but then there's like a couple in the middle. Ooh. Oh geez, those are gonna be impossible to find. All right, town first. Gosh, where have I not scoured in here? Well, let's take a gander. Oh, well. Cool. Desert being the other way around. Okay.
It is a great adventure to contemplate the universe beyond man, to contemplate what it would be like without man, as it was in a great part of its long history and as it is in a great majority of places. When this objective view is finally attained, and the mystery and majesty of matter are fully appreciated, to then turn the objective eye back on man, viewed as matter, to view life as part of this universal mystery of the greatest depth, is to sense an experience which is very rare and very exciting. It usually ends in laughter and a delight in the futility of trying to understand what this atom in the universe is. This thing, atoms with curiosity, that looks at itself and wonders why it wonders. Well, these scientific views end in awe and mystery, lost at the edge in uncertainty, but they appear to be so deep and so impressive that the theory that it is all arranged as a stage for God to watch man struggle for good and evil seems inadequate. Some will tell me that I have just described a religious experience. Very well, you may call it what you will. Then, in that language, I would say that the young man's religious experience is of such a kind that he finds the religion of his church inadequate to describe, to encompass that kind of experience. The God of the church isn't big enough. Richard Feynman, 1963.
That's an interesting piece for them to have included.
Imagine if all the tumult of the body were to quiet down, along with all our busy thoughts about earth, sea, and air. If the very world should stop, and the mind cease thinking about itself, go beyond itself, and be quite still. If all the fantasies that appear in dreams and imagination should cease, and there be no speech, no sign. Imagine if all things that are perishable grew still. For if we listen, they are saying, we did not make ourselves. He made us who abides forever. Imagine then that they should say this and fall silent, listening to the very voice of him who made them, and not to that of his creation, so that we should hear not his word through the tongues of men, nor the voice of angels, nor the clouds' thunder, nor any symbol, but his very self, which in these things we love, and go beyond ourselves to attain a flash of that eternal wisdom which abides above all things. And imagine if that moment were to go on and on, leaving behind all other sights and sounds but this one vision, which ravishes and absorbs and fixes the beholder in joy, so that the rest of eternal life were like that moment of illumination which leaves us breathless. Would this not be what is bidden in Scripture? Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Augustine of Hippo, circa 400.
Okay, that's really cool that they put those next to each other. I also like that they put it in, like, the kind of broken down area here, where, like, this thing is fallen over and, like, this thing is in shambles here. There's a lot of broken down stuff in this game, though, so I guess they had a lot to choose from. Okay, and there's definitely one up there. So going back to our lake, I think the ones that are kind of, like, deep in the middle just opened? I hope that wasn't just one audio log. No. Okay. Those two just opened. So this one, hypothetically, is a little farther out. Maybe, possibly. And no, these are not my pagers. So I'm just gonna take a gander on this dock, which seems bigger than it needs to be. Nope. 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 Well, still seems bigger than it needs to be. Okay, how about this building here and its surroundings? I think I'm just gonna be surprised wherever this is. Also, I got super lucky with that last one, finding it so quickly. Or those last two, I should say. I mean, it just seemed suspicious, that was all. Everything in this game is suspicious if you think hard enough about it. Okay. Hop down. I forgot my no running rule. Well, I said hopping down, but I'm actually going up and looking here. Really funny if it was just like sitting up here and I hadn't noticed it. Actually, most places I'm gonna think it would be really silly if I hadn't noticed it. Like those last ones. Hey, wait. I thought I saw something. Thought I saw something green there. Guess not. I'll double check just to be sure. Nope, guess not. Okay. Feel like that was a reasonably thorough look over. Running, no running. Something tut tut. Okay. I started streaming just a little bit late, partly because I took pictures. Partly because I made some crackers today. I've got a sourdough starter, and I have to discard a lot of it, like 2/3 of it each day, and that's kind of wasteful. So instead of just throwing it away, I use some of it to make some rosemary sourdough crackers, which is pretty sweet. Well, they're not sweet, they're quite savory, but they're very good. Ow. Ow. I don't see it. Ow. Wait, there was one. I mean, there was one in here. God, where was it? That I don't think I'm going to be able to find. But I totally listened to it. So let's see if I can find that on the map. On the map. I just read the size of the duck comment. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. Wait, wait. Oh, no, right, okay. Yes, that makes sense. Hey, Dr. Smartheads. I am looking for Oh, I was when I was rooting through the grass there, but I've already found it. It's hard to see once you've actually found them because they don't glow anymore. But yes, that was the one that I was looking for. And since I had found that, oh, there it is. Yeah. It's just a lot harder to see when it's not so glowy. But no, that, in context, that wasn't spoiling it. Like, it makes sense. Oh, the second comment there maybe was a little bit a little bit more spoilery. But actually, with the stream delay, I have no idea where you're talking about. I mean, the edge thing still is relevant, but um, where? I didn't know I could walk on this. Whoa, am I supposed to be able to be here? Apparently, that's pretty cool. I don't know if that's like intended. Hmm. I'm looking like on every single windowsill that I can because that seems like a sensible place to put them. Yeah, I figure people aren't reading those anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I mean, like, it was a completely blind run until today, so I, I mean, if you think I should all edit it out, then I'll totally just edit it out. Like, I have no problem doing that. I guess if it seems to become a problem, but I mean, still feel free to like just do timeouts for 1 second because like it doesn't actually stop people from talking. It just like clears the messages. Oh, I thought that this was one for a second. Hmm. To the right. Well, this is to the right of it. So many, like, nooks and crannies. I think this is now underground, technically. Hmm. That's that one, and then... Wait. That's near the next. I think that's too far away. Probably? Probably. Yeah, I think everyone who I've seen comment in chat today has already like been to this stream. Um, so I don't know that anyone's like just browsing around, but who knows? Maybe you do just have some browsing around kind of viewers. There's that guy. And I'm also less worried about getting spoiled on this stuff because, mm, I mean, like, I kind of want to find them myself, but I'm not so worried about it as I was with the other stuff. Because, like, figuring out a puzzle on your own is the cool part, but with the audio logs, like, listening to them is, mm, I think, more interesting than trying to find them in general. Environmental puzzles, like, the whole point is to find them, and so it's, like, just completely silly um, to have someone point it out to you. Like, it ruins the whole thing. Ah, there it is.
The concept of a clock enfolds all succession in time. In the concept,
Oh.
the 6th hour is not earlier than the 7th or 8th, although the clock never strikes the hour, save when the concept biddeth. Nicholas of Cusa, 1450.
There you go. There's the clock one. I guess I hadn't heard it. How many of these do I still have to find? I found 4 today, so I have 10. But 2 of them I think I know where they are, so 8. Where were we? We were looking at this one. Oop. Okay. So, town obelisk. Tree growing out of house obelisk. That's that, like, castle thing. Edge of the mountain area? Zoom out. Okay, where am I? I am at the town. There's the windmill. There's a town. What do you call that? It's like back of the mountain, probably? Wait, but then there's like... Wait. Town obelisk. Thing. That obelisk. That one. Laser beam growing out of the house. Then... Oh wait, there's a laser beam growing out of the house. That one is No, that's the other one, which doesn't actually originate here. Okay. And then there's like the bamboo area? And there's like two near the bamboo area. So that's those two. This is like way the heck out there. This is like near the treehouse stuff. That's slightly south. I think this is like the treehouse area. Lanterns are... What am I doing? No, no, no. These are okay. No, no, no. These are obelisks. These are obelisks. Sorry, I'm totally getting myself confused. This is an obelisk. This is that obelisk. This is the mountain obelisk. The lanterns are the laser beams. So there's like, this one has its lantern. This obelisk also has a lantern, a couple of lanterns. This lantern is the treehouse area? Maybe. So, okay, can someone kind of help me figure out this lake map thing? Because this is like, oh wait, there's one here. Wait, no, that was the one I was looking at. Okay, so this lantern is like, that should be the the light thing from the treehouse area. But then there's one for the maze, and I'm not sure which is which. Am I even reading the map right? Yes, we're progressively going up the side. Wait, no, that's not. Wait, is what? No, 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 that is the mountain. And so this should be. Well, this should be like the bird chirping area, I think. Does that make sense that this would be the bird chirping area? Because, like, if this is the mountain, there's like a bunch of stuff leading up to the mountain. It's either that or it's like the colored plants area, but I think the colored plants area is on the other side of the mountain. Like back here. With this lantern. Yeah, the colored plants area has its own lantern. Wait. Is that the colored plants area or is that the colored plants area? Let me see if I'm missing chat messages too. Nope. Um. Well, you know what? Let's just head in that direction. Obelisk. Obelisk. Thing that jukes out. The near one is colored plants. Okay, cool. Colored plants. So then bird chirping area, I think. Okay. God, I hope that's right. Either that or it's like the bamboo area. Wait, but God. See, nearer and farther is a little bit hard because of the stream delay. Um, so this one is the bird chirping, or I'm sorry, this one is like the colored plants building with the elevator. So I know it's the shoreline of the map. It's not completely exact, and so is a little confusing. Is there like little Loud. Oh, there's the little notch. Little notch. Okay, so little notch. Scoop-a-doop. So this should be... Yes, this is the bird stripping area. Alright, let's go. Man, a recording in the bird stripping area. That's gonna be one heck of a thing to listen to. The color laser. Okay, cool. So I feel reasonably confident with my assessment. There's gonna be some loud noises. I just cannot help that. I've looked in here a million times, but it seems like a good spot for that kind of a thing. That kind of a thing being a audio recording. Sometimes there's kind of just one sitting out in the open too. I'm breaking my rule and I'm running. And if my assessment is wrong and the bird chirping area is wrong, that is an okay thing to tell me, because otherwise I'm gonna spend a lot of time just like goofing this up. I am currently looking for the little things that you called pagers. One of the recordings I found with a map before giving up on finding them. Deciding. So this is one you did find? Hey, it's hollow. Can I look in at the other end? Huh. Seems like it would have been a pretty awesome place to put a recording. Cool. So the general area is correct. That was what I was looking for. Thank you. I am checking the stumps as I walk through. Okay. Rocks. Where was this thing? Is this like albino love? I think I'm going a little too far away. There's this thing, which is kind of cool. Alright, but I'm too far away. glad things are loading. And also, subtle, Uberman, subtle. Well, I sure can't find it. No, I've already found one near here. Alright. Too far. Too far. Um. Oh, I'm sorry. Dr. Smartad said that. How's the puzzle count? Um. Well, the audio log count went up by 4. Sorry, Uberman's color changes every time, cause I think because he hasn't set his... Oh no, he has. No, has he? Someone's color changes every time, and Uberman's color looks a lot like Dr. Smartad's right now. But yes, if you could link that, that would be awesome. This is too far inland. No, but these pagers have very, very useful things on them. You know, I don't think it would be underwater. I'm currently looking on the tops of the rocks, and I feel comfortable going faster because they would be pretty easy to see if they were on the tops of the rocks. Only because that's what G Nintendo called them. Basil Smith. Cool. Whoa, that's like... Pond map. Alright, let's pop you into a new window. Cool. Okay. Swamp Treehouse. Okay, we are down here. Lab Jungle. It's interesting to see the names that people have given to these areas.
One day I happened to be occupied with the subject of generation of waves by wind. I took down the standard treatise on hydrodynamics, and under that heading I read, if the external forces P prime sub YY, P prime sub XY be given multiples of e to the ikx plus at, where k and a are prescribed, The equations in question determine A and C, and thence, by 9, the value of eta. And so on for 2 pages. At the end, it is made clear that a wind of less than half a mile an hour will leave the surface unruffled. At a mile an hour, the surface is covered with minute corrugations due to capillary waves which decay immediately if the disturbing cause ceases. At 2 miles an hour, the gravity waves appear. As the author modestly concludes, our theoretical investigations give considerable insight into the incipient stages of wave formation. On another occasion, the same subject of generation of waves by wind was in my mind, but this time another book was more appropriate, and I read, "There are waters blown by changing winds to laughter, and lit by the rich skies all day, and after, frost, with a gesture, stays the waves that dance, and wandering loveliness. He leaves a white, unbroken glory, a gathered radiance, a width, a shining peace under the night." The magic words bring back the scene. Again, we feel nature drawing close to us, uniting with us, till we are filled with the gladness of the waves dancing in the sunshine, with the awe of the moonlight on the frozen lake. These were not moments when we fell below ourselves. We did not look back on them and say, "It was disgraceful for a man with 6 sober senses and a scientific understanding to let himself be deluded in that way. I will take Lamb's hydrodynamics with me next time." It is good that there should be such moments for us. Life would be stunted and narrow if we could feel no significance in the world around us beyond that which can be weighed and measured with the tools of the physicist, or described by the metrical symbols of the mathematician. Of course, it was an illusion. We can easily expose the rather clumsy trick that was played on us. Ethereal vibrations of various wavelengths, reflected at different angles from the disturbed interface between air and water, reached our eyes, and by photoelectric action caused appropriate stimuli to travel along the optic nerves to a brain center. Here, the mind set to work to weave an impression out of the stimuli. The incoming material was somewhat meager, but the mind is a great storehouse of associations that could be used to clothe the skeleton. Having woven an impression, the mind surveyed all that it had made and decided that it was very good. The critical faculty was lulled. We ceased to analyze and were conscious only of the impression as a whole. The warmth of the air, the scent of the grass, the gentle stir of the breeze, combined with the visual scene in one transcendent impression, around us and within us. Associations emerging from their storehouse grew bolder. Perhaps we recalled the phrase, rippling laughter. Waves, ripples, laughter, gladness. The ideas jostled one another. Quite illogically, we were glad, though what there can possibly be to be glad about in a set of ethereal vibrations no sensible person can explain. A mood of quiet joy suffused the whole impression. The gladness in ourselves was in nature, in the waves, everywhere. That's how it was. It was an illusion. Then why toy with it longer? These airy fancies which the mind, when we do not keep it severely in order, projects into the external world should be of no concern to the earnest seeker after truth. Get back to the solid substance of things, to the material of the water moving under the pressure of the wind and the force of gravitation, in obedience to the laws of hydrodynamics. But the solid substance of things is another illusion. It too is a fancy projected by the mind into the external world. We have chased the solid substance from the continuous liquid to the atom, from the atom to the electron, and there we have lost it. But at least it will be said, we have reached something real at the end of the chase, the protons and electrons. Or, if the new quantum theory condemns these images as too concrete and leaves us with no coherent images at all, at least we have symbolic coordinates and momenta and Hamiltonian functions, devoting themselves with single-minded purpose to ensuring that QP minus PQ shall be equal to IH over 2 pi. I have tried to show that by following this course we reach a cyclic scheme which, from its very nature, can only be a partial expression of our environment. It is not reality, but the skeleton of reality. Actuality has been lost in the exigencies of the chase. Having first rejected the mind as a worker of illusion, we have in the end to return to the mind and say, here are worlds well and truly built on a basis more secure than your fanciful illusions. But there is nothing to make any one of them an actual world. Please choose one and weave your fanciful images into it. That alone can make it actual. We have torn away the mental fancies to get at the reality beneath, only to find that the reality of that which is beneath is bound up with its potentiality of awakening these fancies. It is because the mind, the weaver of illusion, is also the only guarantor of reality, that reality is always to be sought at the base of illusion. Illusion is to reality as the smoke to the fire. I will not urge that hoary untruth, there is no smoke without fire, but it is reasonable to inquire whether, in the mystical illusions of man, there is not a reflection of an underlying reality. Arthur Eddington, 1927.
Holy crow, that one was long. Alright. I really need to go get a bigger... well, I was wearing a hoodie. Now I would like to be wearing something that is made out of fleece because I am cold. So, I'm going to head to the lake, and then I'm going to pop up, and I'm going to grab a fleecy jacket. I'm going to put that on because I'm a little chilly. That was cool though. I liked that one. I think we've heard a couple from Arthur Eddington though. I also need to catch up with chat. I will do that I'll do that when I get back from grabbing my fleecy jacket. Alright. 1 second as I run AFK. Alright, fleecy jacket has been donned. I am not seeing any closed flowers here, which is particularly exciting. Cool. I think that's the one we just opened. Catching up with chat. Floss's equation, yup. I need to make it Blake. Yes. Well, so it's almost the end, in the sense that, like, I have stopped doing this completely blind, and am, like, someone mentioned to me, well, several someones helped me figure out what the heck was up with this lake, and how to figure out my progress. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to figure out, like, what my progress is, and, oh, this is the wait. No. No! That can't be the treehouse area. I already found the audio log in the treehouse area. No, this is the treehouse area. Where is this? Alright, let's consult the map. Where is the... Okay, swamp. Treehouse? But there's... Treehouse. Treehouse, right? Treehouse. Is castle the maze? Is that what that means? Yes. Okay, but then there's this little thing which they didn't label. So I'm gonna look at the other map. Treehouse. Okay, so this is... If you go past the mountain... I think that's the area with all the colors. But there's a laser there. And I don't see one back here. It's just there. So we're moving up along this colors area. There's a little thing sticking out. Treehouse. No, this is the boat. Oh! Oh, it's the boat! Guys, that's the boat! Oh my god, alright, so that's the boat. Which... Where the heck is the boat? I mean, like... Oh, this map even has it. The boat is over there. Okay, so that's the boat. This is like the treehouse area. But then this... This is to the south of the treehouse area. I think this is the colored stuff, which is unlabeled on this extra map. Okay, so I think this is like the swampy flowers that are pretty area. Today is Wednesday? I think today is Wednesday. Okay. Yes. Oh, I see, I see. Okay, so I think that this is in the, like, sunken area with the lady who's, like, holding her hand down to the lady on the mountain. I think that that's where that is. If I am wrong, please let me know as I head over there. But it's a short walk, so, and that looks like it's... God. Ooh, wait, what? I did miss one. Huh? 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 Hmm. Hmm. Right. That way. Yeah, I think I'm starting to see like the unique aspects of each area a little bit. Like they have some details along the lake. I went the wrong way. So excited to have some of those crackers tomorrow. It's going to be great. This is also the wrong way. Probably. I couldn't think of a compelling reason why it would be up there, but it seemed like a reasonable guess just because the area seemed um, unnecessary. So I have some guesses as to where this might be. Um, Somehow, like near the lady with her hand down is one of them. Okay, swamp area. Yeah, that's a good description of it. Hello, excuse me. Don't mind me looking up your skirt. Okay. There's like this whole thing. It's gonna be hard as heck to look through. are people gonna be deeply upset if I do not finish and go through the gate tonight? I'm hoping not, because I really do want to spend the time to catch the audio logs before I go into the gate, but I also don't want to just like disappoint everybody. So I'm curious to hear what you think. God, I spent so much time looking around in this area too. Can't believe I've missed something. I am kind of looking for something completely different this time, though. Okay, this is idea number 2 as to where this stuff might be. Is on this somewhere. Dubious. Dubious. um. Jeez. Careful with the biting chat like that. I don't like the sounds of that. I don't like the sounds of that at all. Okay. Yeah, I know it's a little disappointing because, like, I was all hyped up to finish the game, and, like, I think y'all were also hyped up for me to kind of finish the game. Gosh, I don't know where I need to look now. This one looks blue? No, this is the red one. I'm kind of excited for something new to do, though. Like, I'm kind of excited to be looking for audio logs. So, I'm also really excited to know about the lake, because that's super cool. See it on the ledge. Still don't see it on the ledge. I'm assuming they're not underwater, because I wouldn't be able to hear them very well. It would be super rude to put it on top of this, like, green murky water. Alright, let's do this thing. I know I can go around, but I think it's slower. Who knows? Slower way, I'm gonna regret. Yeah. Wait. Thought I saw something green. Yeah, and I'm also really eager to go through the last bit because it seemed really, really cool when I sort of got sneak preview. The next thing about searching for the audio logs, and I'm sure I'm going to be eating my words in a few minutes, is you can kind of look down a lot. You don't have to look up a whole ton. Some of them are a little bit up, but like... I think I'm gonna wait to read that Basil Smith, but I don't mind you linking it. Yes, I do. I do usually stop streaming pretty soon. So that's why I was asking then, because like I would need to hustle back to the starting area, and I would need to like really quickly get into the gate area in order to be able to go to bed on time. I feel like the artist lady should have this log, but we totally like inspected her butt yesterday. That so looks like it. I don't know what that is, but I mean it's not it, but it looks like it. Alright. It's a blank wiki page. Welp. Ba-ding. Ooh, basing streaming. Whoa, he's playing Coda. There were some puzzles leading into here that I don't... Oops, I'm running again. Don't think I've checked. There's this thing here. Nope. I do not see anything. This looks like it would be a nice place for one. Wink, wink. Game. Game, please. Just in case. I know this takes forever. Oh wait, I can't completely undo it. Oops. Wait, what? Oops. Oh, oops. Okay. Schloop. Wait. What? Seems highly dubious. In fact, I'm gonna call that off because it seems so freaking dubious. Once I look at that, yep, nope. Nope. I'm gonna take a quick gander at this thing. Nope, nope, nope. Sweet. Sweet. I mean, I guess it's possible I didn't inspect the lady's butt thoroughly enough, but I really did look up there a lot. I guess not so much with this specific purpose. That reflection looks green. I'm seeing things. Okay, let's look towards the start. Ooh. Let's backtrack through here because I'm too lazy to take or to turn that thing. And, you know, a jolly old jog wouldn't hurt. I wonder if the little flower that's up above the stream. Wait, more thoroughly. No, okay. It's the elevator one, because there's the recording for the elevator too. Jeez. I don't know that I can actually. Oh, you can just go down here. Right. Keep forgetting that. Did I actually look in here? Yes, I think I did. Yes, yes, yes. Check chat. Oh boy. I don't think those are safe assumptions about people. I don't think those are safe assumptions to be making. Maybe. I remember the first time I did that when I really, really wanted like this thing to turn and then this one to turn and then it didn't and I was a little sad. You know, I feel like this is farther inland than that little lily is. But let me look at this little map thing. I have no idea where on this map that thing is. Oh, swamp. Oh, it's actually cut off of the map. Most excellent. Wait, am I in the wrong area? According to this map, I'm in the wrong area. What? What? Oh, the laser is over on that side? Maybe that's it? I don't know. If I am, like, totally in the wrong area, please feel free to say so. Like, I mean, like, the swamp area. Like, if the swamp area is wrong, please feel free to say so. Alright, let's... Oh boy. Where is that lady? I think she's too far inland. Where is that lady? Where? What? Oh, there she is. Alright. Inspection round 2. This time with less butt searching. Well, probably a little butt searching. Okay. So, okay, let me show it on the lake. Cause the lake is pretty close. It's over here. So this one. I thought this was the swamp, but then I saw that the thing said this was the swamp. And that made me a lot less sure. This looks like it's separated. Because, like, this area is the tree houses area, I think. Like, this is like the tree houses. This is near the tree houses. So, oh, is this this area? No, because that's closer to the tree houses. So that could be like, eh, eh, eh. Let me in, please. Oh geez, oh geez. Okay, over here. Sorry, I should look where I'm running. So like there's this area. This is kind of close to the tree houses, but I'm trying to get over there. So there's here, but really, I don't want to be here. Alright, I think I gotta go this way. I will want to be there eventually, but not yet. I just started trying to look for environmental puzzles. I don't need to do that. Yay. I want to get on the other side of this hunk of rock. Go for it, Pex. Do. Okay. So it looks like if this is the damn it, Swimpity Swamp, that the thingy is actually factually over here. Wait, the water land inversion. Oh god. So it looks like it would be on this patch of stuff. But you're right, the water land inversion is kind of killing me right now. Yeah, I was right. There we go.
We have two kinds of knowledge which I call symbolic and intimate. I do not know whether it would be correct to say that reasoning is only applicable to symbolic knowledge, but the more customary forms of reasoning have been developed for symbolic knowledge only. The intimate knowledge will not submit to codification and analysis, or rather, when we attempt to analyze it, the intimacy is lost and replaced by symbolism. For an illustration, let us consider humor. I suppose that humor can be analyzed to some extent and the essential ingredients of the different kinds of wit classified. Suppose that we are offered an alleged joke. We subject it to scientific analysis as we would a chemical salt of doubtful nature, and perhaps after careful consideration, we are able to confirm that it really and truly is a joke. Logically, suppose, our next procedure would be to laugh. But it may certainly be predicted that as the result of this scrutiny, we shall have lost all inclination we ever had to laugh at it. It simply does not do to expose the workings of a joke. The classification concerns a symbolic knowledge of humor, which preserves all the characteristics of a joke except its laughableness. The real appreciation must come spontaneously, not introspectively. I think this is a not unfair analogy for our mystical feeling for nature, and I would venture even to apply it to our mystical experience of God. There are some to whom the sense of a divine presence irradiating the soul is one of the most obvious things of experience. In their view, a man without this sense is to be regarded as we regard a man without a sense of humor. The absence as a kind of mental deficiency. We may try to analyze the experience as we analyze humor and construct a theology, or it may be an atheistic philosophy. Let us not forget that the theology is symbolic knowledge, whereas the experience is intimate knowledge. And as laughter cannot be compelled by the scientific exposition of the structure of a joke, so a philosophic discussion of the attributes of God, or an impersonal substitute, is likely to miss the intimate response of the spirit, which is the central point of the religious experience. Arthur Eddington, 1927.
Wait, that was also Eddington? Didn't we get a heavy dose of, like, scientific skepticism from him before? How can I get inland quickly? How can I get inland quickly? I don't think I can. Alright. I like that one though. I think it was interesting. Apparently so, Ubermans. Alright, I think I'm gonna try to look for... I'm gonna at least start heading towards one more. I may not actually finish it, but... Oh, I was in the way. That's really funny. Okay, so that was the land by the swamp area, which is the stone. This is the water in between that, and here's some land type of stuff, maybe that is the tree houses? Here's the oh no, here's the land, and here's like the tree houses? What? Land under the tree houses. Alright, I'm gonna go with the working assumption that that's the land under the tree houses. Two to find. One I think is down here. You know, I don't know if it considers that all to be land, or if it considers that all to be water. But whatever. It may just be up top somewhere. See, I always thought it would make sense to put one here. Ah, that does make a little bit of alarm. I'll ignore it for this moment. Okay, I think I'm probably not going to be able to get this before I have to stop streaming, it looks like. No. There we go. I have found one here. But it was at the end of it was here. Okay. That makes sense. Is there one sitting on a branch somewhere? Are branches land or are branches water when the trees are growing from up from the water? Alright. I'm thinking once I like scour the docks while simultaneously ignoring everything around me, I'm going to head back to the lake and end up at the lake. That one I've already got. I liked that one over there on the other dock bit because it had the what. That was where she was like, what? Because the guy was just standing there staring at her for like an hour. He was creeping her out. She was a little on edge because she was tired. She just really wanted some coffee, but definitely not a sandwich. Don't try to offer her a sandwich. Does she seem like the kind of person who wants a sandwich? This is gonna be tricky. Alright, back to the lake. Hesitantly. Instantly back to the lake. Nope. Yep. At least we don't have to go through that annoying slow swamp area. Like, I like the swamp, but just trying to navigate it is always so slow because you have to wait for the things to move. I remember finding that one. I was so stoked. That was my first obelisk. What's this guy over here? That guy. Alright. We are scratching our heads about this thing. Really looks, although this one is up, so maybe that one's up too. This guy, which is definitely the one on the dock that I just looked at. Man, this one's like all the way back. Alright, that's going to be our puzzle for next time. So, next time I have 1, 2, 5. That's a lot. That's a lot of things. 5. 5? Looks like I've got 5. 5 logs that I need to find, which it seems like I'll probably be able to do within a stream. So I'm expecting that towards the end of next time, I should be able to head towards the gate area. Yeah, I'm debating munching on a few crackers before I head to bed. Alright. So thank you for bearing with me today. I know it was a little bit of not quite a bait and switch, but it was a little bit of a like, are we gonna kind of a letdown. So thank you for bearing with me. And I'm excited to continue finding the audio logs because I really like them. And I'd like to hear these last 5, it looks like. Oh, 6. Last 6. Sorry. My bad. Because that should be good. I am going to switch to hosting basing because he's playing Crypt of the Necrodancer and it seems like he's going to be doing something pretty cool. Thank you as always for stopping by, and I hope you have a good rest of your day or night or whatever time of day it is. See ya!